Welcome to your favorite cryptopreneurship show. My name is Paul. If it's your first time here, this channel is all about crypto, all about cryptopreneurship. And today we're going to talk about a few things. Today we're going to talk about what I believe is the best indicator in the world when it comes to charts, when it comes to crypto charts. I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show it to you. We're going to be talking about altcoins. I'll be answering your questions. Listen, these live streams, they're all about you. These live streams, the actual purpose of these live streams is to answer your questions. I want this to be a chat. I want this to be a two-way communication. So please ask your questions in the chat because that's why I do these. This is why we do the live streams. That said, I will be drinking some sparkling water today. Just normal sparkling water. Let me know what you are drinking. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And let's start. Let me just put this on silent just in case someone rings. And let me show you this. Let me show you this first. As people join the live stream, as we're waiting for people to join, let me show you this, okay? And let me see. Let me show you what this is. By the way, can you hear me properly? You should be able to hear me properly. You should be okay. If I open up this box, we have something extremely exciting, something symbolic, something important, something that you should all have. And that is your moon spaceman. This is a spaceman. This is a moon spaceman. It's on the moon. It's like this because it's got Bitcoin, it's got crypto, it's on the moon. All right, a company actually gave this out at Token 2049, which we covered quite recently, and I got one of these. It's actually cooler than I thought. I was gonna give it away, but I guess I'm gonna keep this. Actually, I'm gonna put him over here. It's gonna be my. It's actually wearing the same white. I just need like a helmet like his, so I'll just put him over here so you can look at me. It's actually pretty cool, man. It's actually a lot cooler than I thought. Look at that. Look. Isn't he cool? All right, anyway. Studio almost ready. Sound should be better. I see Moody saying, good morning, Paul. Enjoying the course. Awesome, man. You loving the course? It is a really good course, Moody. It's a really good course. A lot of people are really happy with it. Already doing well with it. We'll talk about the course in a bit. Thiago, my man, says, how's life? Not live. The live's okay, hopefully. Life's good, man. Life's good. Very tired lately. Been working on a lot of stuff. Been working on the course, as Moody mentioned earlier on. Working on the course. We're going to add more to it. Working on another book. Working on the indicator. Working on different things. Working on my website. Working on a whole bunch of stuff. Learning AI. So it's actually quite, but today I was a bit more relaxed. Today I took a step back. I'm like, you know what? I'll work a little bit. So today I worked a little bit, but generally speaking, I've been working extremely hard. Can everyone hear me okay? You should be able to hear me okay. Let me just put this volume up a little bit. Maybe it's better if it's, is that better? Can you hear me better now? I think you should be able to hear me good now. So, but yeah, I still haven't fixed everything in the studio, but it will get better. I promise you. Thiago is saying Bitcoin pumping. We'll be talking about Bitcoin. Well, we'll talk about it right now. Let me just take a sip of sparkling water. So let's have a look at Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin is pumping right now, breaking this SFP point. If you don't know what that is, it's okay. We'll talk about it in a bit. But look, it's all good, right? Bitcoin is doing well right now. Bit of a danger right here at resistance. That's why you see this candle just a little bit more red. This is not your typical green red candles. So it's telling you to watch out. But generally speaking, we're good. This is the 4 hour, okay? This is the 4 hour. No, this is the daily. This is the daily time frame. And as you can see, this is the factor line. Basically, the factor line tells you when to buy, when to sell, and gives you different SFP points for you to take swing trades. This is arguably the best indicator out there. At least for me, this is the best indicator out there. Let me tell you why. Well, first of all, I built it. So this is our indicator. I worked with one of the biggest companies in Dubai to create this indicator. And they based it on the way I trade. What do I mean by the way I trade? I mean, it's based for long-term swing trading and investing. You can use it for day trading, and there's even options to make it even more advanced. And I'll show you in a second, but this is mostly for swing traders and long-term investors, and it's very easy to use. So this here is it's easy mode, so to speak. And look, it gives you the buy signal here. As soon as this turns yellow, as soon as the line turns yellow, not the dot, the line turns yellow right here. This is when you should buy. The yellow is more conservative, it's full confirmation. Then all you have to do, as long as the line stays yellow, you keep in the trade. And that's it. And look, if you got in here, you would have got in anywhere from 59,480 to about 61K, anywhere in this candle. And if you just stayed in, it told you to get out right here as a swing. You could have stayed out right here at 105, or sorry, a little bit lower, 104-ish. And then your second warning was when it turned red right here, around 96,000, would have told you to get out. So this is a massive move over here. Meanwhile, every time the price was dipping, look, boom, buy for a swing. And you could have stayed into the swing, this was confirmed here, or you could have sold whatever if it gave you a red SFP, but it stayed in, look. Then it came back down, everyone's like panicking here, it's like boom, swing failure, buy it again, boom, went up again. Kept you in the trade, look, boom, buy, kept you in the trade, told you to sell up here, and then confirmed on the red line, confirmed on the red dot to get out. And then even here, when we went to get up and it was a breakout, everybody was happy. Boom, sell, SFP, sell. Boom, you sold. You would have got out all the way till here, to this candle over here, right at this level here, 82K. Told you to buy. Now, told you to buy for the swing, came up, you should have took profits here. That's a different thing, I have to put it on the course. But like basically, it kept red all the way down to the bottom of 74,000 and told you to buy again somewhere around $84,000 to $85,000 over here. But if you actually have the course and if you actually turn on a few more features, you would have got the bottom here as well. So let me just show you this real quick. And I'm showing you this so we can also use it for some altcoins so we can see what they're doing so that we can test this out live and see how it does. Maybe I'm full of shit. Let's see how it does, right? So let me show you what I was suggesting here. So if you go here to the settings, there's a few things you can do. I use ranges. I talk about ranges all the time. This will do the basic ones for you, the way I do them. Factor flow is the easy mode. You can also go advanced. Look, now you have the clouds to actually do the inner ranges here and stuff. Let's just keep it for now. Let's just keep the factor flow on. It's just cleaner. And that's about it. You have the 50 and 200 EMAs here, just because these are things to look at. It also shows you golden crosses and so on, right? So you can use those if you want. And then you also have candlestick patterns over here they could call. So for example, engulfing and so on, it could just show you on the chart and scan it for you and show you where. This is not 100%, but neither are the trading view ones, but it's a help to learn and everything. But yeah, these are the ones I personally use. And that's why I included them in the actual indicator. Plus you got double tops, double bottoms, and so on, right? But let's turn them off for now. So we're looking here at the 4 hour, and these are the ranges. And when we broke down here, I told you we are likely to come down to the previous range over here at 73,000. I was calling for the mid-70s. So when we came down here at the 77,000, we came back up, rejected. I'm like, we're gonna have further downside. We came further down. I actually told you to buy here, not at the exact bottom, but around here, the mid, 78,000. I told you if we breaks, we'll go lower. But I was calling for the mid-70s. And I was looking at this previous range over here at 73,000. And I said, mid-70s, that's where we should be buying. And lo and behold, that's where we went. But the factor line, look, the factor line called a little bit higher. Yeah, 84,000 got in. And you could have just stayed in. And we're now at 105,000. So amazing play, set and forget, just buy and sell. Now there's a lot more to learn. You got the trend stacker here on the side. So if we just go to the 4 hour real quick, let me show you something even better. Let it load real quick. If you use the 4-hour, which is what I typically use to enter trades, you would have actually got in at 80,000, right? And it was very easy. This is called a snap and crack. As soon as we broke above this range over here, or this this support area, what you could have done is just put your stop loss under and then just took the trade here. So if you got in right around 80K, you're good to go. So not even 84K, we got in at 80K. If you via the factor line, we bought the mid 70s, but 80K, once we came back to 80K, factor line was a buy signal. Then we came up here. If you were in my private group, you would have got in before, and we just kept on going up. A little bit of a scare over here on the 4-hour. That doesn't mean you have to act on it. We sold and we then bought SFP and bought again, double confirmation, and we kept on going up here. And now we're looking at this resistance over here, and look at this nice box range, and we're fighting it to break out. Now I'll tell you a secret. A lot of these ranges, these box ranges over here, people try to see which direction they break out. I'll tell you this, if the trend is up, which it is, these ranges usually break to the trending side. So we should continue higher up here. It's not 100%, but we should. And basically that's Bitcoin for you right now. Trend stacker over here, it's showing gold. This is momentum volume, a couple of more things. This is a stacker. Know how I keep on talking about trend stacking? Well, I actually did that with a couple of charts, with a couple of indicators. Now we have the trend stacker. So that's just extra confirmation, also shows you reversals and so on. And this, you can't really buy the core, you can't buy this indicator. You cannot buy it right now. So if you're waiting for a sales pitch, buy this indicator, well, you can't. You will be able to buy it in the future with $129 a month. Yes, it's expensive. And the only way you can get it now is if you buy my course, Invest, Trade, and Think, like the crypto factor. And if you do that, then you get the indicator for free forever, right? And all the support and updates. So if you want to do that, then just come to cryptomarketingcoach.com/b/course. I'll leave the links in the description down below. You can also go to cryptomarketingcoach.com and then just select the Invest, Trade, and Think, like the crypto factor course. And look, discover my secrets to profiting from cryptocurrencies. This tells you exactly how I cause bottoms and tops, what I did, a little bit of my story about how I got into everything. Those of you, that know me, you already know the story. But this includes the factor line indicator. So yeah, factor line buy-sell signals. It also gives you signals on your phone, by the way. Trend stacking indicator, DSA. You know how I keep on saying don't DCA, DSA, don't dollar cost average, dollar swing average. You can do that with the factor line. And I'll also teach you how to do it in the course. Proven confirmation tools, avoid fake outs, maximize profits, and more. And you can also learn the way I trade using the factor line. It makes you learn so much faster. It's designed so you can use straight out the box, so you can actually use the factor line for your analysis, but also to learn technical analysis. And I show you how to do that in the course. That's why there's a lot of things added to it. And the cool thing is, all these things that are added to the factor line, you normally have to have premium accounts in TradingView. You don't need them because they're all included in the factor line. So you just need a free TradingView account and you're done. You're golden, right? And you'll learn things. Look, so there's the invest part. You learn how to invest like me, building the perfect portfolio, using Bitcoin as cornerstone, blah, 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 all this. You get some free previews here. You can actually check this one out. Look, why you should never buy in a bear market. People tell you that the best time to buy is in a bear market. It's not. I know that sounds weird. I know that sounds controversial, but it's not. The best time is not to buy in the bear market. It's as you're coming out of a bear market. And the reason is so you don't lock up to losing trades and losing narratives, right? And you should be able to see what narrative is coming, and also not lock your crypto up, your money up, and because you can't buy what's pumping later on. Things get destroyed in bear markets, 1-2 years. Why sacrifice opportunity cost? So anyway, it goes into things like this. How to do your own research using the VRIN score. How to use it? You do it using AI. So much stuff like here. So much stuff in the invest. Then trade. This is also a free preview. You can check this out. Everybody needs to understand candlesticks in crypto. Most use them wrong. This is very true. I see this online all the time, even from the best traders in the world, or who are considered the best traders in the world. Excuse me. When it comes to crypto. and I use candlesticks a lot. I use the Japanese abbreviations, but I also say what they are in Western technicals as well. The factor line tells you exactly how to use it. Free preview if you want to check it out. Look, 2 free previews. Check it out, see if it's for you. And then how to think like me. And there's so many more videos coming. This is not even all the videos. There's more and more coming, more and more added. And if you're wondering how much this costs, it's expensive. So if you think I'm trying to sell it to you in this live stream, I'm not. You're probably not going to buy it. And I know you're not going to buy it because you probably can't afford it. But if you do, it pays for itself straight away, almost straight away if you use it correctly. It's $1,297. Look. $1,297, and this is early bird as I'm adding the videos. This is going to go up to $1,497, $1,997, all the way to 2,600 euros, or dollars, excuse me. A couple of people already using it over here, very happy, a few things about me and so on. So this is not for everyone. This is for serious people, people that want to get serious about crypto, want to get serious about investing and trading the way I do it, not day traders. You could use this for day trading, and I'll show you something advanced it does for you day traders out there real quick you haven't seen anywhere else, or more than likely have not seen anywhere else. You could do POC levels and actually trade in a way that nobody else trades. This actually shows you the volume of the candles. So there's a trading system that not many people are using, which I show you in the course. I'm actually making the videos now. And this gives you the advantage because a lot of people not using this, you're using something that a lot of people are not using, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of things that it comes with. But really, there's a lot of indicators in one. There's so much work that got into this indicator. It's insane. But anyway, back to Bitcoin, because that's why we're here. Bitcoin doing well. Again, we are gold. We're staying gold. Everybody was panic told you to get out. A little bit of panic on the 4-hour here, but even if you got out, told you to get back in. But if you go to the daily, it told you should never get out. You got in right here. 84K if you go in with a 4-hour, and over here, and you just never got out. We just straight line up so far. And that's the power. And I was saying that, if you remember, I was telling you, as we were going down to the mid-70s, I was saying at 85K, as we were going down, I was saying, look, altcoins want to pump. Altcoins are ready to burst. Altcoins want the excuse. And as soon as Bitcoin bottoms and starts going up a little bit, altcoin's going to pump. Everyone's saying, no, you have to wait for this. No, you have to wait for that. No, you have to wait for blah, blah, blah. And I was saying, no, look at virtuals. Get into virtuals. I made videos about virtuals. I talked about it on live streams. Sui, Pixels, all these coins. Deepbook. I was telling you about Deepbook specifically in Walrus. If you're in my group, I made calls for a lot of coins that have been pumping. And look what altcoins are doing. Look what altcoins are doing, especially today. They wanted to pump. They were waiting to pump. If you go to the weekly, some are down. But look at virtuals. Virtuals I was telling you about. Ethereum, we called the bottom. I mean, look, Ethereum, everybody was saying, oh, look at it. Everyone's talking about Ethereum now. Last week, a couple of weeks now, they've been talking about Ethereum. Oh, look at Ethereum. It's pumping. And I was the first to talk to you about Ethereum. And look at Ethereum. And I told you, no one said shit. Let me show you who said shit. Because this time, because I can never find these videos, because I do a lot of live streams, and these are all embedded in live streams, and there are over 1,700, 1,800 videos on my channel. These all get hidden. So let me show you who was telling you about Ethereum first, okay? Let me just show you, and I'll show you live. Look, if we just go to X, because I made a point and put it on X, and different platforms this time, so no one can talk shit, because a lot of people, no, you didn't, you're just saying you did. Well, look at this. Just look at this. If we just scroll down here, just a tad, and we'll look at the dates, okay? See this post? I don't flex much, but everyone's flexing. They were in Ethereum or called the Ethereum last week. This is on the 12th of May, by the way. Congrats. But how many of you called the bottom? 18th April for members, VIP group, even before that. So if you're a member on YouTube, and I don't really post YouTube these for members usually. I just did it because I wanted some people to see it so I can have proof. The VIP factor membership is where it's at. But look at this. 18th of April, this video was out for members. Even before that in my group. 18th of April, that's last month exactly. Even before that in my group, I called the Bitcoin bottom. And this is not just a photograph, this is a video. If you go to my channel on YouTube, and you just come view your channel over here, and you go to posts, and you scroll down, before token 2049, 1 month ago, this is an unlisted video for Bitcoin. Sorry, there should be another one. There's an unlisted video for Bitcoin. So we call Bitcoin, but we should have the Ethereum somewhere here. Shit. Did I forget to post it here? Well, if you remember, you would have seen it. I'm sure I posted it. Give me a second. All right, wait. I'll show you a different way. Fine. Let's go to videos. So here it says 9 days ago, right? Bitcoin bottom, 9 days ago. Everyone's bearish on ETH, 9 days ago. But if you click on the video, all right, I just want to make a quick video. And you look at the actual date, members first on 18th April 2025. And the people in the VIP group saw it before that, okay? So there you go. And I made it a mission. Let me turn on the air conditioner. I made it a mission to make sure people saw this time. Because we made some amazing calls on this channel. But they get hidden and everybody else gets credit. And we don't get credit. It's a shame. But anyway, regardless, where was I here? So yeah, back to YouTube. So that's the altcoins are doing great. Let's see if it continues into a full-blown alt season. We are almost there. It doesn't matter if it was a mini or not. You should be in at this point when I told you to buy. And you could have even taken profits and you're still good to go. And we're staying in until the factor line tells us it goes red, right? Very easy stuff. And by the way, if you haven't followed me on X already, yeah, you want to follow me on X, but don't go to the wrong account. There's so many scam accounts out there. Look, it's MC Paul D. Look, MC Paul D. This is my username. That's how you can find me. All right, MC Paul D. Same on LinkedIn, same wherever, you know, it's MC Paul D. Okay? And I have really good, look, videos out here, for example. All right, look, there are a lot of myths in crypto. There are a lot of myths in where I debunk myths in crypto and so on. Check it out in your own time. And let's go to the chat and answer your questions, shall we? Let's do that. So Franny, and again, this isn't opened. Come on, man. All right. Franny Hodl says, hi, do you think Bitcoin will reach all-time highs and possibly go higher this cycle? Yes, we've been looking at $100,000 to $140,000 by the end of 2024, beginning 2025. We got that. I'm still bullish. I still think we're going to go up. As a matter of fact, we said we will either have a shorter bull market and go into a bear market at the end of 2024, beginning 2025, or what will look like a bear market, scare everybody out, and continue one more leg up. And that's what I'm looking at. And that's where I'm leading. And that's where I was leading. So yes, I do think we're going to go higher. I still keeping myself views. If we break 140, we can reevaluate, but I'm looking at 100 to 140. Once we break, we can reevaluate, maybe 180, but let's just keep that range. Ooh, oh, just burped, sorry. So Moody says, by the way, I don't have access to the daily and 5-day. I think it might need to buy the trade. Yeah, so Moody, you should have access to the daily. You should have access to the hourly. But there's a few things that TradingView itself won't let you have access to unless you have the higher tier. I think it's like $6 a month. And then you can add more time frames. But you should be able to access most of them, the ones that are needed anyway, even with a free account. But yeah, that's a TradingView thing. It's not a factor line thing, if that makes sense. You should have access to the daily, and maybe you don't have access. You should have access all the way. You shouldn't have access to like the second time frame and the minute time frame and the lower time frames. But like for the daily, the hourly, you should be good. You should be golden. And the 7-day, you should be okay as well. Shai saying, when is alt season? Asking this question 79 times. Buy and hodl Sui 2.6, hype 17, virtual from Slovenia. Thank you very much, Sanko. Yeah, we were talking about, virtuals whenever, I was talking about virtuals 300% ago, and that's after the dump, right? So I was saying virtual's going to climb fast. I was telling everyone to buy virtuals in the group. Of course, virtual's going to do extremely well. And I made a video on why, by the way. I made a whole video why. If you look at my channel, I did it quite recently, even though I called it many times before. But look, right here. Virtual's coin reloaded. It looked like the Matrix. I made it look like the Matrix. What do you guys think about my thumbnails, by the way? Lately, I've been trying to make like thumbnails. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I'm trying to be a bit gimmicky with them. So like here you have Sui fighting Aptos. I believe Sui's going to kick Aptos' ass. Over here you have Virtuals Reloaded. I like the Matrix Reloaded because there's a second wind up. When I do the event in Dubai, for example, I dressed up for the occasion here and so on. NBX, like a Polish guy and so on. Moon for these ones here. Look, telling you to buy 1 month ago. All this stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to make it more fun for everyone, if that makes sense. Let's see how that goes. Let's see what we have. Any more questions here? Why did Bitcoin pump today? Because our indicator has been telling you it's pumping since 80K and we called it in the mid-70s. That's why. Everything else is irrelevant. Show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. Stop looking at the news trying to see why it dumped, why it pumped. This always comes after it does something, right? No one tells you before. Except indicators, technical analysis, and even that's hard. So for me, stop looking at the why and enjoy the ride, if that makes sense. Show me your biceps. I'm not working out anymore, man. Like, it's a bit better than before, but I'm not working out anymore, so I can't really say I have biceps. I'm actually trying to pull this down. I did gain some weight, though. We'll see what happens. You grow. Learn to trade before you bet your life savings. I have a degree in economics and work for a bank. If I didn't have that strong financial background, I would be lost in the market. Interesting. And I can agree with that. You should learn before you earn anything you do. Can AIOs do a 10 or 15x or more? Yes, it can. Will it is another question, but it's in our portfolio because we're quite bullish on it. But you have to stop. Guys, I'm going to make a quick pause here to explain something to you because this is extremely important. I think this is why you're getting wrecked over and over and over and over again, most of you. Because look, most of you are not stupid. Most of you are smart. You watch this channel, you're smart. You know you have to take profits. You know you have to do certain things, but I think you kind of need a little bit of guidance, just a little bit of guidance and a little bit things because there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of so-called experts giving you advice that really sounds logical, but it's not. And it's really bad and it's probably keeping you poor. So let me give you an example about something. When you say something will 10, 15x, that means you're setting your site at 10, 15x. And a lot of people do that. They'll set their sites at 10, 15x and they won't sell before. And the hardest thing to do in crypto is take profits. It's not to buy. Buying is easy, but taking profits harder. Now, when I say buying is easy, imagine when you first bought your first crypto, it was actually hard. It was extremely hard to do. Now I'm saying it's easy, but it was really hard to do. You didn't know what you're doing. You put a little bit of money, you should have put more, and so on. So buying is hard, but taking profits is harder. And what you need to do is accustom yourself to taking profits. First of all, if you've made some profits, take some right now. Just take some. It doesn't matter if it's going to go higher. Take some profits, accustom yourself to taking profits, see what it's like, see how you do it. Because if you're not accustomed to it, you won't be able to do it. Does that make sense? And then you'll be kicking yourself in the head. Now, another thing you need to do, even if you're not in profits, learn to take a loss. Just a little bit, so you can get your mind to get used to the process. So you can do it when you need to do it. Now, let me tell you something what most people do. They're waiting for a certain price so they can get rid of debt, get the money out. They want to make 100,000, whatever. So they're waiting for a coin to get at a certain price. And it reminds me a lot of the turkey story. And you know what turkeys are? Turkeys are little turkeys. All right. So there was this old man, And he made a living by selling turkeys to the market. So what he needed to, and he made a certain living, so he had to have a certain amount of turkeys every month to sell them at the market so he can live. So what he did was he built a trap, like a cardboard box, a big box, right? And he put a stick, and he put he cut the cardboard box so one of them is like a flap that opens up and down like this, like this. Like he cut it so it's like this, and he put like a stick. Like I could put like, I don't know, a pen here, right, or something, or a toothpick. But he put like a stick here, and he attached a bit of string, a long string to that, right? So basically, what he would do, if the turkeys go in, he would pull the string, and the flap would close. So he put food into that box, the cardboard box he made. He put food, and sure enough, turkeys started coming in, right, like flapping around. And they started going into the box. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. And he needed 12 turkeys. 12 turkeys to pay for everything he had to for the month, make some profits, be able to live for the next month. So he was waiting. He was like, yeah, a little bit more, right? A little bit more. So 10 turkeys got in, but then one got out. It's like, shit, okay, one's got out, no problem. He'll come back. And then another got out. It's like, fuck, 2 got out. Now what? I have to wait now. One got back in, another one got back in. He was at 10 turkeys again. Maybe one more got back in, 11 turkeys, but then 2 got out. And he's like, crap, I have to wait. Then another one got out. He's like, oh no. And then another one got out. He's like, crap, now I have to wait for at least 2 to get back in. I'll settle for 9 turkeys. I'll take 9 turkeys. At least I'll get paid for my expenses and a little bit of profits, right? 2 more left. It's like, shit, now I'm breaking even. I just need a little bit. No, now I'm in a loss. I just need a little bit to break even. 3 got out. He's like, crap, then 1 got back in. He's like, okay, 1 more. And he was waiting, but as the food finished inside the box, more turkeys started leaving out. So he was trying to time the top. He didn't take profits. That's what most of you are doing. Listen, in cycles, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Pigs are the greedy people. Don't be a pig. And remember the turkey story. That's the best advice I can give you. And yes, a lot of this is in the course. It is linked in the description down below and in the chat. So, BJ, my man, good morning, Paul. Nice catching you live. I have a question. The chart of the market cap of HBAR has made all-time highs already, but not the chart of the price. How much can the dude? Why are you even looking at this? Let me look. Let me show you something. Give me a second. This is HBAR. The price was up here. The highs was 40 cents, right? This is a big range, by the way. This is the daily chart. We can go back more, but we don't need to. This is the daily chart. The factor line told you to sell at $3 if you didn't get out up here. And it's all the way down, came all the way down to 12 cents. Right now, it flashed for you to buy at 18 cents and told you to buy again at around 70 cents. Factor line is gold. Just buy, and that's just buy, dude. You're close to the range bottom. Your stop loss is right underneath here, maybe under this doji over here. Around 15 cents is your stop loss. Just buy and just wait till it turns red. Or come up here to a triple top, take profits, let it come back down, and then reevaluate depending on what it's doing. Just buy. In my opinion, this is the daily chart. Why are you confusing with market cap and everything like that? Listen, as more money comes into the markets, market caps can go up. Now, when I do use market cap, because a lot of times you hear me talking about market cap for XRP. Yeah, but I'm not talking about normal market cap. I'm talking about if it gets to $1,000, it's 8 times the GDP of the market cap of the entire world. There's a big difference. But generally speaking, I don't look at market cap because they could take market share, more money can come in and so on. By the way, real quick, retail's not coming in yet. Retail has not come in yet. This is all mostly probably perpetual futures right now. And you can expect a dump pretty soon. Don't know when, don't ask me when, don't ask me how much. But don't think this is going to be sustainable. So we want it to go up, come down, so we can build support on the way so people can position stop losses. Because if it goes up too high, too fast, then you can get wrecked on a sell. That said, so far, so good, okay? But generally speaking, H-bar, dude, just look. And if you want to go to the 4 hour, all right, so 4 hour, there was a sell right here, interestingly enough, around 20 cents. And it's not gold yet on the 4 hour. But if you got in here on the 4 hour, then you would wait for the daily to reverse. And the daily right now is gold. So for me, if you're bullish, I would buy with caution with the stop loss I told you earlier on. But the reason this dump happened here was because after this, look at that. That was a huge, look, the factor line called it on the daily, right? At 5 cents. And it kept you in. They gave you a swing trade to get out here. But if you didn't, it kept you in somewhere around this area here, 28 cents. So that was a 5x just on the factor line alone. That's crazy. And if you had the actual training, you would have got out before. You would have got out around maybe, I would have put resistance up here. This would have been the range up here. And I probably would have got out with my training. This here would have been a range. Should be another one right here about. As soon as we broke under, yeah, and especially here. So yeah, I would have got out a little bit earlier, maybe over here. Not the top. I would have seen the break of the range. Here is probably what I would have got out completely. I would have probably stayed in expecting us to go up. A lot of people did, just to be very, very honest. But that would be my exit. And if you missed that, the factor line itself would have told you to get out over here. So that's what I was looking at. That's what I would have been looking at. Anyway, Franny, looking like bull market will end by the end of this year. Do you think it will spill over to 2026? Maybe altcoins will run a little bit more, maybe not. But yeah, I think this year will probably be the top, if any, up to now. If we go by the 4-year cycle, it will also make sense. And I go by the 4-year cycle until proven otherwise. But maybe this year I'll exit 80% of my positions, if that makes sense. And keep the strong coins in case of a second breather because of whatever might happen, which I don't think so. But anyway, we'll see. Brother, what do you think about Pretip? What do you think about Gala and IXS? So Gala got out a long time ago when the CEOs had to fight. I don't know, somebody was fucking each other's wife or something. I don't know what drama was there. Obviously it wasn't that. I'm just making up. But like there was some drama between the CEOs and we got out. We wrote it up pretty well. We made a lot of profits on Gala. But once I saw the drama, we got out. And I never looked at it again. I never will because there's other gaming coins out there now that can do a lot better. AXS as well. You want to be looking at the AI narrative. You want to be looking at SWE. You want to be looking at our picks. If you look at our picks, our altcoins right here, and just go to the daily. So look at this. This is the top 1,000 over here. And look, the top 100, 6% was their highest up. 8%, 6.5, 6.5, 7, so on. Look at our favorites, 8.4%, blew all these out the water. Look at our meme coins, blew all these out the water. Look at our smaller positions, 11%, blew all these out the water. Our various are just things we're looking at that we got out for now and our staking positions. But we're consistently, every time I'm doing a live stream, most of the time, 80% of the time I'm showing you this, we're blowing everybody out the water with our picks. We are consistently taking the best picks overall at the top 1,000 on on crypto bubbles. And that's just crypto bubbles. We're not even talking about our other coins. So why look at those coins and not, why should I even look at it elsewhere when these ones are making profits? Too many people keep on buying the wrong coins and not doubling down on their winners. You should double down more on your winners. You know what I mean? So Moody's downgraded the U.S. economy, has no effect on crypto. And stop listening to news in general, mate. Henry, how are you? I keep on saying this over and over again, and people are calling me crazy. Stop looking at news. There's news for the masses and news for the classes. We only get the news for the masses. We don't get the news for the classes. Show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. Oh, we're gonna cut interest rates for us to go up. Really? I think we're doing pretty okay. Oh, but if you don't cut interest rates, altcoins will never pump. Really? Last time they were like, oh, if they start cutting interest rates, we're going to go into a bull market. I can tell you 3 instances off of my head that we didn't. Number 1, dot-com bubble. Number 2, COVID. Number 3, 2008, 2009. They were cutting interest rates like a motherfucker, but everything was going down. So stop looking at this shit. Even the best economists in the world are getting it wrong because markets are irrational. Stop looking at news. You shouldn't care. The only thing that might change something long-term, maybe short-term there's volatility, the only thing that can change something long-term is a black swan event. Well, guess what? You can't predict black swan events because as soon as you predict a black swan event, then it's not a black swan event anymore. It's just not. A black swan event is a very rare event that you cannot predict. That's the very definition of a black swan event. It's unpredictable and no one can predict it. Right? So you can't predict it. And please, there's no such thing as a white swan event. Just because somebody named a white swan event a bullish sign, because he's a complete moron. Because so the whole point, the whole premises of a black swan event is that black swans are rare. So a black swan event can be a good thing or a bad thing. It does not matter. It's a rare event that cannot be predicted. A white swan is a common swan. It's everywhere. You see white swans everywhere. So the person, I think it was Nouriel Roubini, which was a very smart man, he made the stupidest claim, I think he called it a white swan event, is a complete moron in my opinion, because it just doesn't make sense. Because a white swan is common. A black swan event can be a good event. Just because it's called a black swan does not mean you don't associate black with disaster. You racist fucks. Just because it's a black swan doesn't mean markets will go down. Markets could go up with a black swan event. It's a rare event. It's not a racial thing. What's wrong with you people? And then you have some Italian guy wanting to sound smarter than what he is. Well, the white swan event, the event that's white, the swan. What the fuck, man? This guy was telling you that Bitcoin's going to go to zero, and now we're listening to abbreviations from him? Just because he made one good call on his entire career and got everything else wrong, and he was all smart about it, and listen, the Bitcoin is a scam, a coin, it's a shit coin, everything is a shit coin. And just because he talks like that gives him some sort of credibility. It will go to zero, come on, mamma mia, it's a crap. And you have to listen to this shit. He's making you racist, calling black swan events, you hate for black swans. Next time, like, what's wrong with you people? Stop it, stop. Oh my God. Paul, when you say massive drop in the summertime, about 30%, 40%, mate. It's not for sure. There's a bit of a change. I think we're going to get in the summertime and not in May, and we're going to get it in the summertime. I was saying this forever. Let's see what happens. I want to buy the monthly indicator, but the problem is I don't know how to use it. I made nice profits. If you want to buy the monthly, I suggest you don't. Don't buy the monthly indicator. First of all, you can't yet. You will be able to. It's $129 a month. If you buy the course for $1,297, you have it for free for life. And you get the course, learn how to invest, trade, and think, and use the indicator. Why would you put $129 a month now, right now, when if you buy the course, you'll have it free for, after a year, it's all ROI. You can use it straight away. And why wait for it? If it was available now, I would tell you, go buy it, try it out, and then upgrade to the course. But because it's not out right now, you're gonna miss opportunity. So why not just buy the course now? The link is in the description down below. Check it out. And then if you can't, obviously, wait for the monthly. It's fine. The monthly is great. I'll probably make some training videos on it as well, even if you just buy the monthly. But it's not available yet. I don't know when it's going to be available. And if you want to get it now, I think it's a better deal so you don't miss it, if that makes sense. If you like me, if you think I have things to teach you, that is, right? Or you can go call Black Swan events, be racist, thinking they only go down, and I don't know. I made nice profits in 2024, lost it all now. It's okay my first year. Yeah, well, a lot of people lose their first time. And look, I'll give you an example with me. Not just in trading, it's in anything you do in business. I have failed so many times doing shit in my life, it's unbelievable. From businesses to projects to this to that. Failed miserably, and every time that learning curve would help me acquire skills to be used at other things I did. And over time I made it. So, okay, I didn't lose money the first time I got into crypto because I already had a background in TA, I already had a background in business, so I was a bit better off than other people. Plus I was a C-suite executive in crypto, so I learned things, fast. But generally speaking, you're gonna fail many, many times. And just start failing. Get your failures out the way as fast as possible so you can get to success, because you're not gonna succeed the very first time. And if you do succeed the very first time, it's a lot easier to lose everything, as you probably witnessed already. So I would almost say it's better to fail. And I think who was it that told me, somebody told me one thing one time. I think it was when I started spin fishing. I can't remember if this is the example, if this is the story, but it definitely serves. Actually, no, I can't give it as an example. That's not the same thing. Somebody wished me failure when I did something, because they said if you do not fail and you make it, you'll think you're gonna be good all the time. And it won't humble you. And that's what happened. I can't remember if it was with fishing or not. But anyway, can't remember the story behind it. But it's okay to lose, as long as you don't give up and you learn from it, if that makes sense. Just don't make it a habit, dude. Don't start fucking up everything. Spending your mother's and dad's money and just, it's okay, I'm learning. No, don't do that. But yeah, it's okay to fail. I failed many, many times. Could you give us a degen with huge potential? I can try, Fred. I'm not the degen kind of caller. I like a little bit more certainty, and but I can give you a couple of coins, I guess. Here. Let's just go to my smaller positions. Maybe we'll find something. So I already told you about Vader. I already told my group to get back into RAI, and I think this might be a good opportunity. Vader, I think, is going to do very well. So let me tell you about Vader. I'll tell you about Vader, and I'll tell you why I'm saying Vader. So, but make sure you get Vader, and make sure you get virtuals as well. And I'll tell you why. So virtuals, why did I make a video called Virtuals Reloaded? And I put the matrix thing and everything. Virtuals did something very interesting and innovative and showed that they have actual brain and they care about what they do. The problem with AI, like on virtual protocols and a lot of these platforms like Pump Fund and so on, was that snipers were coming in and people were gaming the system. So what virtuals did, when everything dropped, they introduced a new way of doing things. It's called a point system. And with that point system, as you accumulate points from holding virtuals and trading on virtuals protocol, you can actually get in on these launches, and if you don't have these coins, you can't get into the launches. So that eliminates snipers and everything. And So you get these points automatically. And one of the ways, the other way, there's 3 ways to get these points. One is just holding virtuals. The other one is trading on the virtuals platform. The third is by staking Vader. And that just clicked to me. I'm like, wait a minute, why Vader? Something's there, something's up with that. That's a use case. Why would virtuals choose Vader over everything else? And that was an insta buy for me, and that proved out very well. So I think Vader would be good virtuals. Get Deep Book on Sui along with Walrus. They're a bit more blue chippy, but they're very low and they have very high potential. And then don't forget about gaming when everybody's looking at AI. So Pixels, for example, is one to look at. And there's a few more that you could look at as well. But Pixels is one to look at. I think those ones I'm going to say. There's a few more I have in my head that I may or may not want to say because I know a lot of people are going to ape into them. So I'm not sure if I should give them out because then if you lose money, they're like, oh, yeah, the crypto tank is fault. Not that everything else can't go down, but of course these can go down as well. But anyway, that's what I'm looking at. Crypto gains, which is a different system, which I don't agree with it, but I do understand why he does and why it works for him. I just think you have to have a lot of money and a lot of risk to do what he's doing. He gets all these degen coins. He called Alki at Token 2049. I interviewed him. He came on the podcast. I just pulled him on the podcast, and he talked about Alki. You could try that, but I can't suggest that. I got a very, very small position just to see what is on about if he knows something that I don't know. But generally speaking, those are the ones I'm looking at. Adoel, hey man, I haven't seen you for a while. What's your price prediction for Moondang and Goat? I am neither. I am in Sui. On Sui. I don't know about the other two, man. Rene Montenegro, what's up, man? How are you, dude? My retired friend in the Caribbean. That's awesome, dude. B-Germ, hey Paulie. Hey Paul, I've roughly 2x'd on virtual. Should the original investment be taken? So you should, okay. So if you want to go by what I was saying before, take some profit so you can get used to it. Yes, take maybe $500 out. But generally speaking, I wouldn't take profits from virtuals right now because I think we're in blue sky breakout. Let me have a look real quick. I'm not going to use the factor line for this. I could use the factor line, but let me just look at the actual coin market cap thing. Not in blue sky breakout because obviously we haven't, but like we're doing, yeah. So look, this is a quick market cap thing, right? We're right at resistance. So yeah, you should be taking profits right here. Right here, you should be taking profits. You're absolutely right. But understand that if this breaks, it's a very easy road up here to the $4.4 range. So yes, take profits to get used to taking profits, but I would actually wait to see if it rejects first. So with that said, let's have a look. Let's dive just a tad deeper. Let's see if let's do this. Yeah, see, there you go. So if you look at the factor line here, you will have bought down here, right? It's going up. This is the daily. Boom, massive spike. And we're right at resistance here. See that? So will that break? Now, last time it came up here, it told you to sell, but now we're going to retest this. So let's see. Let's wait a little bit. If it starts coming down, take profits. If it comes up here and rejects, take profits, and then see how it goes. But generally speaking, look, it's gold. You shouldn't be selling anyway. Let me just check on the 4 hour. Maybe it's a different picture though. Yeah, no, it's gold. The 4 hour gives a couple of warnings here. See how it's sold here, buy back here. And now it's gold. It just turned gold. So yeah, you wouldn't be selling here. I would wait. Told you to buy this exact, look at this exact bottom swing fader pattern. Exact bottom right here it gave you. Beautiful. Beautiful, look, swing, get out here, get in here. Amazing. That's the swing trading part of it. Anyway, trend-wise, just turned gold. I'd hold. If it goes under this candle in the 4 hour, what is it? $2. Let's call it $2 psychological. If it goes under $2 psychological and makes that resistance, then you could take profits, get out. Technical overview, not technical analysis. I need more time to sit there and really get into it. But using the factor line, you see how fast it is. If you just know a few things from the course, you're set. What's the biggest amount you round-tipped or round-tripped? If you're talking about tipping, I've given $100 tips. And even more, just to shock. I like shocking people. And I don't do it all the time. I just do it when I do a very, very, very good day. And I like doing it and shocking people. I don't know, I'm an idiot. But I don't know what you mean by round-tripped. I'm sorry, my English is failing me all of a sudden. I feel like an idiot. I forgot that my English is gone. Now I'm Italian. What do you mean a round-tripped? Oh, Mohammed says, I just lost $500 betting for soccer game. Should I invest in... So let me tell you a story about that, betting $500. Now, first of all, you're Muslim. I'm not Muslim. I think you're Muslim because you're Mohammed Abdullah. That should be haram. I'm not sure. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you a secret. I'm not here to judge. I used to gamble a lot. And I'll tell you a secret. If you gamble, it's an addiction. And my character, I'm an addictive person. And I'm an extreme addictive person. What does an extreme mean? If I am working out, I'm either working out like crazy, cutting like crazy, or I'm getting fat doing nothing. If I am gambling, I am betting big, or I'm not gambling at all. But generally speaking, I'm obsessive. If I'm working, I'm going crazy, or I'm not doing nothing. And I've trained myself to use this to my advantage in certain predicaments. Now, when it comes to gambling, what I personally did, I stopped gambling and started putting that money into crypto. And I got the same dopamine rush. And even if I lost it, doesn't matter because I was gambling. So it satisfied my gambling side. So even if you just, I'm going to put $100 in roulette today, I'm going to pay $500 with those machines or whatever, just put it in Sui. Put some in Sui, and if you really feel like gambling, put it in virtuals, put it in an obscure virtual, AI coin. Go listen to Krypton Gates and get one of those crazy little shits. But don't put too much into those. I don't agree with that. But why not just put it in crypto? Then over time, learn technical analysis, take the course, and then what you could do is actually make money from it. Not by gambling, but once you learn how to trade, it satisfies that addiction. And that helped me. Gambling helped me because I started putting gambling money into crypto and then started trading with it. And even if I lost, it doesn't matter because I would have lost it anyway. So you have a superpower right now. And that $500, that's half the amount of the course. Why don't you just buy the course and at least learn something? If you're going to lose something, if you're going to lose money, you can at least get some education out of it. Right? So that's my advice, but you could do what you want. Best coin for this bull market. There's no such thing as a best coin unless it's Bitcoin. It can go to 140, 180,000 or higher. I don't know. But when you say best coin, you mean most profitable coin? There are millions of coins out there. You want me to tell you the most profitable one? Anybody that's going to answer that is a complete moron. Just get into virtuals and a couple more and spread your bets a little bit. No one knows, dude. I'm not going to sit here and give you a call just to look smart. No, how the hell should I know which one's going to be the best coin? We don't know that. My name is Mohammed Al-Maithis. Yeah, okay, but I thought I knew. I thought, yeah, okay, fine. I get it, man. I thought I saw Mohammed before. I thought we talked about religion one time. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's about it. Check out the course. The links are in the description down below. That's also in the chat. Please just check it out. If anything, watch the free videos. See if it's for you. And, Best entry for Sui, just get in, dude. And yeah, hey Paul, Moody's. I don't know about Moody's downgrading. I don't care. I look at the charts. Show me the charts. I'll tell you the news. And with that said, thank you very much. I appreciate all you. I appreciate all of you. Don't know what happened to me right there. I appreciate all of you. Love all of you. Check out the Invest, Trade, and Think Like the Crypto Factor course. Comes with the indicator. Just check it out. See if it's for you. You don't have to buy it. Just check it out. Watch the free videos and see if it's for you. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.